Kenya has participated in carbon projects in both the voluntary carbon market and compliance market since 2009. The Kenya National Carbon Registry is a Kenya-owned national digital platform designed to catalyze Kenya's carbon markets and ensure compliance with global standards and best practice. It brings Kenya's carbon markets regulations to life through clear, governed digital processes. It supports Kenya's participation in both the voluntary carbon market and compliance pathways, including Article 6 and CORSIA, by providing an end-to-end system for registering projects, managing reviews and approvals, issuing official documents, tracking credits, and where applicable, managing transfers and corresponding adjustments. The platform is delivered through 3 portals. First, a public portal that publishes non-confidential project information and includes tools such as document verification. Second, a project developer and project proponent portal that enables proponents to follow the regulated journey, from project concept note through to credits and transfers for authorized projects. And third, an administrator portal that enables the designated national authority, DNA, to discharge its mandate through structured, time-tracked workflows, dashboards, and governance controls. Now let's take a closer look through the story of one project. Somewhere in Kenya, an organization decides to implement a carbon project based on electric cooking. They've done early groundwork, understand the opportunity, and want to register properly with the designated national authority so the project can proceed in line with Kenya's regulations. We'll call it Project X. The journey begins at the Kenya National Carbon Registry website. On the public portal, the proponent can view approved projects and access public tools like document verification. To register, they enter the secure proponent portal, create an account, verify their email, and sign in, with a one-time password adding an extra layer of protection. Next, the registry enforces integrity. Projects must be anchored to accountable organizations. Before submitting any project, the proponent completes organizational onboarding, providing organizational details, making required declarations, and uploading supporting documentation. Because the registry has been integrated with the Integrated Population Registration Service, key identity details can be validated against authoritative national records where applicable, strengthening confidence that submissions are accurate, traceable, and grounded in official data. Once the organizational details have been submitted, the DNA is notified in the administrator portal. A DNA officer reviews the submission for completeness and integrity and can approve it, send it back for correction, or reject it if requirements are not met. In this case, the organization is approved, and the proponent gains access to the full dashboard, including notifications and transaction tracking. They can now continue in onboarding the project concept note of Project X. Project onboarding is a digital representation of Schedule 1 of the regulations, the project concept note. The proponent completes a guided workflow, capturing project details, sector classification, and precise location using administrative regions in a map pin. Then proponent and ownership information, declarations, and carbon fundamentals such as expected credit volumes, baseline logic, methodology direction, and crediting period. Supporting evidence is uploaded so the submission is complete and reviewable. Then the workflow reaches a critical gate, payment. The Kenya National Carbon Registry is integrated with eCitizen, meaning fees are paid through official government payment infrastructure. The proponent selects a payment channel such as M-Pesa, completes payment, and returns to the registry. The system records the outcome, generates a receipt, assigns a reference number, and notifies the DNA that the submission is pending review. Now governance kicks in. The registry supports structured review workflows, including constitution of a multi-sectoral technical committee where required. Committee membership is captured in system, reviews are documented, decisions are traceable, and timelines are actively tracked. Submissions can be returned with clear feedback, rejected with reasons, or approved. For Project X, the outcome is positive. The registry issues a letter of no objection, a controlled system-generated document with verification safeguards, including QR-based validation through the public portal. Next comes the request for project approval. The proponent prepares and submits the project design document together with supporting documentation to demonstrate readiness and compliance. Where the project is community-based, critical social documentation is included, such as community development agreements and stakeholder documentation covering all areas the project spans. The DNA is notified and review proceeds through structured workflows and, where needed, multiple rounds. If approved, the registry issues a letter of approval as a controlled, verifiable document. From there, the project moves into implementation and monitoring. The proponent can mark the start of activities, track milestones, request extensions where necessary, and submit periodic monitoring reports. The DNA reviews reports on an evidence basis, approving, returning for additional information, or requesting corrections before progression. From there, the project moves into credit issuance. When monitoring outcomes leads to issuance, the proponent submits a credit issuance request with the required evidence, including links to relevant international crediting program documentation where applicable. Administrative fees are handled through the same integrated payment process. Once confirmed and approved, issuance is recorded and balances are updated, making market activity visible and traceable. Only then, after credits are issued, the proponent may seek authorization for participation in compliance pathways, including Article 6 and CORSIA. The request is submitted through the platform with the intended pathway clearly indicated. Decision-making is supported through governance controls such as the carbon budget and policy guardrails. Where authorization is granted under the guidance of the Cabinet Secretary, the registry issues a letter of authorization, controlled, system-generated, and verifiable. Finally, where transfers are permitted, they are initiated through structured workflows. Buyer details, pathway selection, documentation, submission, review, approval, fees, and completion. For Article 6 and CORSIA participation, corresponding adjustments are captured and tracked through defined processes, ensuring national accounting remains coherent, auditable, and aligned to Kenya's controls. That wraps up the project proponent lifecycle. The registry is built for interoperability. Through secure integration nodes and application programming interfaces, it can connect with sector registries and sector systems to reduce fragmentation while keeping governance central. The Kenya National Carbon Registry implementation was led by the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, in collaboration with GIZ, German Development Cooperation, and the European Union, and in partnership with Verst Carbon, with close coordination with the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, and key national stakeholders.